Now that's how you do it. Everybody is gonna compare Rocketman to Bohemian Rhapsody. We shouldn't, but inevitably everybody is gonna. I know Bo Rap has its fans and it's a divisive film, but you know how I know Rocketman is a clearly superior film? Because it's not afraid to get ugly. Bohemian Rhapsody completely glossed over everything that was remotely taboo about Freddie Mercury, whereas Rocketman, for all its sequins, feathers, and campus Christmas energy, shows Elton John as more than just a showman. It shows him as human. What's and all? Let's talk about it. So Rocketman is the musical biopic about Reggie Dwight, aka the legendary singer Elton John. This film is directed by Dexter Fletcher, the man who actually salvaged Bohemian Rhapsody from the hands of Bryan Singer after he was fired a few weeks before filming was scheduled to finish on that film. And with Rocketman, Dexter Fletcher has delivered a deliriously joyful film that's honest, infectious, and one hell of a crowd pleaser. It was nothing but grins and singing along to Don't Go Breaking My Heart in the aisles as people left the cinema. It was awesome. Taron Egerton stars as the titular Rocketman, and I'm happy to report that he has done a world-class job of bringing the exuberant rock star to life. If Rami Malek can mime his way to an Oscar win for Bohemian Rhapsody, then Taron Egerton should be a lock-in for Best Actor at next year's Oscars. And get this! He actually does his own singing in this film. Egerton takes us by the hand and guides us on this flamboyant journey of greatest hits through the decades of Elton John's life, and it has just the right amount of surreal whimsy. From humble beginnings in Middlesex to conquering the States, we see Elton's career take off and the stratospheric heights that he reaches. But we also see his struggles, his pitfalls, his character flaws. The opening scene of this film, we see a mid-90s rock-bottom Elton attend a group therapy session in a rehab facility, and he lists off all of his afflictions. He's an alcoholic, he's addicted to cocaine, weed, and sex. He's a shopaholic, he's bulimic, and he's also got anger management issues. It's quite fitting that his costume in this scene is an orange sequined amalgam of devil and angel, symbolizing the torment of a tortured artist. Lee Hall wrote the script for Rocketman, and he's done an excellent job of structuring Elton's catalogue of greatest hits into a breezy narrative which never dips in pace. I can already see this movie being adapted into a West End musical. Taron Egerton is the shining star of this film, but he has a fantastic team of supporting players. Jamie Bell absolutely smashes it as longtime friend and lyricist of some of Elton John's biggest bangers, Bernie Taupin. Richard Madden is also brilliant as Elton's personal manager and lover, John Reid. Bryce Dallas Howard does a serviceable job of playing Elton's mother, Sheila, although there were times I thought she was a little bit two-dimensional. The set pieces were wonderfully choreographed. The opening song of this film is an electrifying version of The Bitch Is Back, which catapults us back to Middlesex, where a young boy Elton is the only splash of colour and life against a dim palette of grey. A few scenes later, we see a teenage Elton play a gig at a local pub, which morphs into this neck-bopping, foot-tapping rendition of Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting at a local fairground. I wanted to get up and dance in the cinema at that point. There's a scene in the Troubadour nightclub in LA which sees Elton play Crocodile Rock, and it's so euphoric it causes both him and the crowd to be literally elevated off the ground. This film gives you that feeling of weightlessness. It really does uplift you. And this film is capped off with an infectious version of I'm Still Standing, and I challenge you not to sing along with that. As for negatives, I just have a few small things, like some of the cinematography I thought looked a bit generic in places, and there were a few scenes where there was some green screen and it was a little bit noticeable. That bothers me, but they don't really detract much from the awesomeness that you will feel watching this film. It's so hard to resist this film's charms. And I have to praise Dexter Fletcher for keeping the sex scene between Elton and John Reid in the final product. Not just because the thought of Taron Egerton and Richard Madden together gets me all flustered, but because it's brave as hell for a film as mainstream as this to feature gay, intimate relations knowing it will inevitably affect the box office numbers internationally. This movie was made for the art and not for the money, and I love that. The sex scene itself is handled very tastily. It's both beautiful and erotic. Of course, not everyone is going to like it, but I commend all those that were involved because it's being truthful to Elton John's story, and it's also normalizing what's completely natural. This movie is actually more important than you know. Right, I need to wrap things up. This film is bloody brilliant. The performances are all excellent, with a never better performance from Taron Egerton. The script is solid, the set pieces are lavish, the costumes are characters in themselves. The music was well implemented, and Dexter Fletcher has made a joyously entertaining film which preaches a positive message which is totally stolen from RuPaul. If you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen? So the time has come to ask the big three questions. Firstly, will I watch this again? Absolutely. I am buying this movie on iTunes ASAP. This is gonna be my new movie I watch when I'm sick. It's that good. Second question, do I recommend this film for you guys? Definitely. You would be foolish to miss this one, guys. It is just a treat. Go watch it. And question number 3, what score am I gonna give it out of 10? I did have a few minor quibbles with some of the cinematography being a little uninspired and some noticeable green screen, but I was just so freaking entertained watching this film, so I'm going to be generous. I'm going to give Rocketman a score of 10 out of 10. There we go, guys. That is my review of Rocketman. But remember, this is just one bloke's opinion. I want to hear from you guys. What did you guys think of this film? Did you love it just as much as me? I cannot wait to hear from you guys. Whatever you think, be sure to let me know in that comment section down below. And my quick question for you guys today is for all of you that have seen this film, what was your favorite scene from this movie? God knows everyone's gonna have a favorite number or routine or moment. I cannot wait to hear what you have to say in that comment section down below. And remember, guys, if you do like my channel and you want to help me out, don't forget to click the thumbs up button, and of course don't forget to click subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram, you can find all those links to my social media in that video description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. For more things related to movies, TV, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Heffield, and I'll see you next time.